out of black business.
Okay, you're right. My bad.
Damn.
Well, here, what I'm saying is we might as well start pushing that line.
Oh, you didn't. This is my R&B song I produced.
I know.
Bro.
I hear you.
You not gonna comment on my song,
All
right?
I just use in the guitar, don't you? But let me play for the bitch. All right, we hot. Stop cussing.
Cuz you not gonna comment on my R&B song I produced, bro.
Honestly, this is good, but it ain't the moment.
Yeah. I'm just saying, though, this was
This
nice.
is something right to.
And I got Matt Black on there.
Oh, this is something right
Matt
to.
Black. This Matt Black
Okay,
right
man,
there.
this is something right to.
Okay, that's all I want to know. Nobody ever heard this. I just needed to know.
This is something right to.
Y'all heard
I ain't riding right
well, I don't know
now.
where the camera is, but y'all heard him. He said he arrived to us.
This is something right to, but too bad
I'm
we
here,
ain't
y'all.
riding right now. Are we hot?
We hot.
Okay, then welcome to another episode of Boss Game Beat All
Hold
Game.
up. Let's turn. Thank you.
What?
He got the music blasting, trying to get his route transmit on.
Everybody know he was an MC, man. But check it out. Welcome to another episode of Boss Game Beat All Game. I am your host A1. That's double C over there, Cooley on the backlights, and this is Macho Man, Randy Savage over here to my motherfucker across from me. Oops, excuse my language, but yeah, we put it down like pavement. So here we go. What you want to start with, huh?
Oh man, we can just talk about life, dog.
All right. Well, listen. I want to touch on this little subject right now, right?
Yeah.
I hope I don't get too sensitive too early, right?
You good.
I respect Black History Month.
Oh, you going there?
I understand that we supposed to know where we come from. I respect that. I understand that, right? And we celebrate it, and we've been celebrating for since I've been on this earth, and you, and so on and so forth, right? But why don't we start changing the narrative? If we're gonna let's do it like this. It's 28 days in this short month. Let's do half and half. Half Black History, half Black Future. We need Black Future Month.
I like that.
Let's go forward. You know what I'm saying? Let's stop staying in the past. But the past is the past. We can't change the past. Understand that.
Yes.
But we can change the future. We can't prepare ourselves and our younger generations for the future. We're giving up this game. Yeah. So I'm start calling on all people I know with game. If you got financial literacy, we're going to need you. I got a spot where we're going to do this at. We're going to do this. If you got football knowledge, we're going to need you. If you got producer knowledge, we're going to need you. If you got camera knowledge, we're going to need you. If you know how to not only code, but what's the other thing it's called beyond coding, where they the platform where code can go. What is that called?
I don't know. You know about
There's HTML5, then there's coding.
Is your mic hot?
Okay, you're talking about coding right now, right?
Not coding, but not only coding, but the thing where coding is built on. The platform.
Yes.
What is it called?
He was just telling you.
There's HTML.
HTML, that's one.
And then there's the software that you use.
We want people that build the software.
Something like Xcode.
Yeah, we want them. We want them types that come in and start giving these kids the game, so we can start pushing this Black Future Month forward.
Yeah. One of my dear friends said it's HTML.
Thank you for that game. See, that's what I'm talking about.
So, can I just tell my people on my live exactly what's going on so they know?
Okay, go ahead.
So they not looking at me crazy.
Uh-huh.
So I help produce a podcast called Boss Game Beat All Game, right? And I'm also a part of it. And I do this with my cousin. That's him right there, if y'all can see him. Aaron Holmes is his name. Y'all might know him.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, pause the record. Cut the camera. What are we doing here?
I'm going to give his government
You
name.
can't give up somebody's ex-government name. I'm still on the run from 83.
So he's the star. And then we got the real engineer back here.
What's up, good people?
That's Corwin Cooley.
Okay.
Cooley Corwin.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, I did give off. I gave his whole government name. I did, and then one of my coaches just joined. So what I'm gonna do?
Never do that again.
Is put on his jacket. I just feel young when I'm in this wool jacket of his. But the reason why I just wanted to show you exactly who Aaron Holmes was.
What the fuck?
He says he's vegan, right? And I'm sorry for the live on YouTube that I'm all
I never said I was vegan. Now you put words in my mouth that's not true.
In this office is drinking this. I don't know who it is.
It's water.
The drink is called Mango Chainsaw.
It's water.
What the hell is this?
Why are you promoting stuff that's not paying us? First of all, it's water. If you read it,
I didn't read it. I read liquid chainsaw.
Okay, well you should have read what it was. It's water.
I'm gonna stop right. Why do they call it liquid chainsaw?
I don't care what it called. Check it out. Why is you giving stuff promotion that it's not paying us? First and foremost, that's where the game go wrong. We're gonna have to take that off the camera. They're not giving us a Canadian nickel. Take that down. What are you doing? You messing up the profit. No, you fired. No, you can't put them on camera. They're not paying us, man.
Hey yo, let's start this podcast, man.
Let's start it. Go ahead.
All right, listen.
Hold up. Let me do it like this. I am gonna go to the show open, and I'll come back to y'all. This is episode 5.
Dude, it's crazy. Okay, so look, as far as this Black Future Month goes, right? I want to, have things where we can host educational and cultural events that celebrate African American achievement and recognize the importance of Black history, but increase the visibility of Black-owned businesses and service in the community. Highlight African American contributions to technology, science, and arts. Focus on how we create more equitable access to resources and opportunities that benefit Black people in the community, including ways to increase financial literacy, create conversations about how we can use the month to build solidarity in the community, celebrate the resilience of Black people who have endured and overcome centuries of oppression, utilize media and storytelling to share stories about Black people, both past, present, and impact of society, incorporate Black culture into daily life, through music, food, art, fashion, create opportunities and meaningful dialogue with Black youth.
That's what I'm talking about.
Now that's what I'm talking about when we say Black Future Month.
Yes,
Can I get you on that mic?
Yeah,
I know you're trying to get your outfit seen.
Yeah, I'm just trying to show you.
Look, we got a close up on you on the other camera, so you don't need to face me.
Okay, that's cool. So I think you were traumatized. I think I'm traumatized by being raised in the 80s when it comes to Black history in general, right? In the 80s, 70s, and the 80s, even the 90s, it was a theme of trauma and terror and obstruction within our communities being broadcast and advertised to us and promoted to us every February. So I'm traumatized right along with you. I do agree. I don't want to hear nothing about Black history in the month of February at all, unless it's only positive.
My
That's
point
it.
Exactly. Like,
even if it's like Black Wall Street, just tell us about the business and
let's
stop. We'll talk about what the last day of Black Wall Street in June or something.
Man, it's
but because
boy.
it's too traumatized, and it just it's like if your parent was raped or something like that. It's like, hey, remember your mom, your daddy used to rape your mom.
We lived this hate
every year on your birthday.
We lived the hate.
You know your daddy, you was a product of rape. It's like, damn, every year you gonna tell me I'm a product of rape?
Exactly.
That does something
every
to me.
year.
So yes, I agree with you. I love it, man. I love it, and I do think there are a lot of Black groups out there, and even businesses that support the Black agenda that do things according to what you're saying with like the Black Future Month and the Black connectivity involved. So that's what's up.
I don't want to interrupt you, but I
Yeah.
apologize. No, so we're not just talking this. These are things that we're trying to manifest and we're going to put into action. Yes. We're going to be having things here. So if you're a Black business, reach out to us on Boss Game, Beat All Game, and you know what I mean. And we got a space for you here. Yeah. Curb 31 has a space for you, man. It's a real estate office, nice on Shattuck out here in Berkeley. Come through, man.
Yes.
This is where Black businesses start, man.
That's
Maybe
true.
you want to have a sip and paint here if you're an artist.
Yeah.
Come through, man. Have a sip and paint here.
Yeah.
So let's start, because he's willing to reach out and give this opportunity. This is what it's about.
That's true.
These are things that I'm speaking of. And so please, if you have anything that you want to put on the Black Future Month program for next year, it doesn't have to be next year.
It doesn't even have to be
you know
next
what I'm saying?
year.
We can make our own year. I'm thinking about
we
do something in summer, Black Future Month.
Yeah.
Starting this summer.
Yeah.
So keep your eyes out for that. And if you have anything that you might want to contribute, or if you have a business that you think about, you want to come and showcase, please reach out. Reach out on Boss Game, Beat All Game. Email. .com. Cooley, am I right? What is it?
BossGameBeatallGame@gmail.com.
BossGameBeatAllGame@gmail.com. I said it right. I just want to double check.
Yeah, that's a long email, but
It is what it
We're
is.
gonna put that one on Cooley. You couldn't do the acronym, dude.
BGBag.com.
Boss game.
Nah, we sound like a porno
game,
star.
What the hell?
Hey, don't talk about our name.
Anyway,
Yeah.
but yeah, financial literacy is really where it's at. You absolutely 1,000% correct. Yeah. So what else you had, man? As we see.
Okay, listen. I know it's an
waiting on the
All-Star
legend.
game, right? It's All-Star weekend for the NBA, and we got all the stars out, right? But I noticed something, and somebody else had brought it to my attention. I seen it on Instagram. Miss Diamond, I posted about HBO's Bomani Jones talking about the Karl Malone situation in John Stockton. Now if you follow basketball in any form or fashion for the last 25, 30 years, you should know who Karl Malone and John Stockton is. Now, there's no John Stockton without Karl Malone. There's no Karl Malone without John Stockton.
Right.
Here we go. John Stockton is now so-called conspiracy theorist because he was not promoting the so-called jab and the so-called whoop-de-whoop that happened with the pandemic.
Yes.
He was not pushing that agenda that they asked him to push. Now he's banned from Utah and can't come to the arena, not only to Utah and to his college, whatever college. I forget what college he went to. He got banned, right? Lifetime
Right.
ban. So they didn't sell it down. The All-Star game is in Utah.
Okay.
They brought Karl Malone in.
Mm-hmm.
Karl Malone has a sketchy past.
Yes.
He was a college student,
Mm-hmm.
had sex with a 12-year-old,
Mm-hmm.
got her pregnant. That's a pedophile.
Yes.
I don't know in different states,
Mm-hmm.
but I know from a state, that's a pedophile.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that say? What is that saying about the NBA where you are allow Karl Malone, who's impregnated, and this is the least of things he's done. He's done other things we ain't gonna speak of, but this is just one. This is impregnated a 12-year-old while basically an adult in college.
Mm-hmm.
But you not let John Stockton come because he won't push your narrative.
Is
So
this
that
a
says-
fact? Is this a fact?
It's a fact. These are facts.
Oh yeah, because
These are
my
facts.
cousin said Gonzaga.
Thank you, Gonzaga.
He went wow.
And they banned him. Lifetime ban because he wouldn't push their agenda.
Yeah.
But yet you bring in the guy
Uh-huh.
that's had sex. His partner, basically,
Yes.
his Cadney and Lacey,
Right.
his Pippin.
Right.
It's no John Stockton without Karl Malone, no
Right.
Karl Malone without John Stockton. You're going to bring, like, we ain't going to know this. Like,
Yeah.
In Utah,
Yeah.
Hall of Famer, John Stockton.
Yep. Man,
So-
there's some comments going off on mine.
What does that say
Yep.
when the NBA had a nerve to say the NBA cares? If you see that,
Yeah, man, that's deep. That's real deep. Man, yeah, it's a lot going on behind the scenes, man.
Okay,
That's deep. I don't know
I got another one for you
if
too.
that's
before.
actually. I did read something that said that the little boy that was that came from that situation. I think he went to the NFL and was playing the NFL for like 5 years.
He did.
What does that got to do with sliced bread?
No. I think that's your folks right there.
Oh, that's black.
Yeah.
It's a surprise, y'all. Here we go.
Yeah.
Open the door
Let me
for him,
open the
nigga.
door. Hold on.
Here we go.
But no. But they said that he connected with
I don't
with
want.
him.
Get the door.
No, but
Don't leave our company. Wait, get the door. Man, get the door.
when he connected
Man,
with
get the door.
Damn it, dude.
Nigga, man, bullshit, man. We got Black C waiting outside. This nigga bullshit.
This nigga want to say some other shit on the mic.
That was a surprise, man. You squares. Got man Black C from RBL coming through here, man, right now. What up with it, fam?
Good, brother.
What up, man? You can take his spot over there.
Let me try my IG. I'm live on
Can we give my man Willie a chair?
Yeah. Okay, we about to actually start the interview. I'm gonna stop.
But we gonna get back to those topics a little later, man. We gonna ask Black what he feel. Have a seat, Black. Sorry, we just said fuck it. We going live, man. I want to touch a few topics. Well, here we go, people. I got none other than Frisco legend, Black C in the building from RBL Posse, baby. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. What's up with him? What's up? What's up?
Yes. Thank you for coming through, man.
Uh-huh.
And first and foremost, right, we was just talking about black businesses and something called Black Future Month, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say thank you for giving me the opportunity to interview you. See,
sure.
this is like he gave me an opportunity from you don't know me from a can of paint. I reached out to somebody else. Shout out to Mo the Hustler for making this happen.
Right.
You feel me? And it's like he's like, bro, I ain't charging you shit.
Mm-hmm.
I've always felt, nigga, you gotta pay to play. That's how I was taught. Like, you want to get out, nigga, you better.
Right.
But he was like, nah, I'm gonna give you giving me a shot.
Mm-hmm.
You want to try out for the league, nigga? You think you got enough jump shots? Come on over here, nigga. I'm gonna give you the wisdom. I'm gonna give you that. Run these lines, nigga. Can you run?
Yeah.
So yes, sir. So I want to kick this off with saying thank you for that.
For sure.
Appreciate that, man.
it.
Salute.
Yes, sir.
My first question is, who started RBL?
I did. Yeah, me. Basically, I was trying to get with my boy T-Lo and trying to create a group. You know, I was a little nervous of doing the solo shit. You know, I basically was trying to do a solo thing, but then I got cold feet, so I tried to go in the lab with T-Lo. And T-Lo didn't want to do it. He was like the dude on the block, the Ice Cube of the neighborhood. He wanted to stay solo, and so he hooked me up with Mr. C. He was dealing with Mr. C's sister who was dating her or whatnot, and brought Mr. C up to the studio, and that's how it kind of began.
So you had your own studio, or
Yeah. My Studio B, the back room, man. That's where we was making everything.
So
you know?
what year was this? Like, cause you cut your first album, 1992, y'all first
The
dropped.
92 is when it came out, but we started doing the music. I got the studio in 1990, like 89, when I got out of Log Cabin Ranch. As soon as
I got old school log cabin. Was you on a home pass?
Nah. I got out. I went to the trans house over there on Guerrero Street, and I was in the transition home. And I ended up getting the music then. I ended up start buying equipment as soon as I got out. And that was 89. And they was T-Lo and Budweiser and my brother. They was the main rappers. I was just doing beats at the time. So for about the first 2-3 years, we was just it was pretty much them, my boy Tita Lee, Chris from Ruel. Pretty much everybody was coming up from all the neighborhoods. You know what I mean? Oakdale, West Point. They would come through. We was putting out little. They weren't compilations at the time, but now that I look back at it, it was sort of like little compilations we was putting out. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's how that happened. And I started rapping like right before the RBL album. I started around 91, going to like the end of 91. I started playing with it. Mm-hmm.
Okay, just like, was it, besides T-Lo,
Mm-hmm.
like, cause I get where you coming from. You see, you had one foot in, one foot out. Like,
Right,
you used to come
right.
through the door with your own studio, nigga. It's something a little different. Most people ain't coming up like, I got my own shit, man. Come over here, man.
You're right.
Nah, so like, that was like, man, was it somebody else that pushed you? Like, man, you should rap a little bit.
Nah, it was just, I just did a song called What About My Niggas. I just did one song off the Your Customer beat. And it's actually the same beat we used on Lesson to Be Learned. Mr. C come on his part that he come in on, but that was a song called What About My Niggas. I did a song naming everybody in the neighborhood. I just took the Too Short concept, Too Short, like, man, you name niggas in the neighborhood, they gonna wanna play it, you know what I mean? So I did that, and motherfuckers was like, bro, you got a voice. Man, you oughta rap, a few OGs, shout out Dougie Fresh, a lot of them, I threw their name in it, and once they heard it, they was like, bro, you need to rap more often. So I made another song called Rolling Through the Turfs of HP. When I did it again, I just was in the car driving through West Point, Oakdale, naming a few niggas from the neighborhood, and that shit blew up. And it was off to the races from there, and I ended up making Lesser to Be Learned, More Like an Orgy. All them was part of my solo album. That's why a lot of them songs, it's sort of like my solos, and I add Mr. C on them, you know what I mean? Yeah, sort of like a Psycho. All that was shit I already had. Don't give me no Bammer joint. We don't smoke that shit. Hunters Point. Before we switched it to Bammer weed, all that shit was my solo shit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I never, from a young cat looking from the other side of town, coming up in Lakeview.
Mm-hmm.
I remember Kuna, first of all. Kuna was like, these my niggas. That was stamped. I don't care whatever he said with. These my niggas that are stamped. But I always thought, right, I don't want to say I could read, but I could tell in the mic, he was cut from the cloth. He was straight off the mic. It wasn't like he was a rapper trying to portray it. Nah, I could tell.
Yeah.
So to me, I thought it was vice versa. I thought like C was kind of like, you know what I mean? He was the real rapper.
Well, he was.
And like you was like, man, I got the money, but I'm gonna rock with you. You my nigga.
Right. It
That's
was
how
like
it
that,
seemed.
but I pulled him in. But that's all he did 24/7 was rap. You know, when T-Lo told me about him, he was like, bro, I got somebody for you. All he do is rap. You know, he really into like the East Coast shit. Like, you know, he really lyrical. And I was just like, all right. You know, I was a little mad because I really wanted T-Lo. You know what I mean? I wanted to be like, you know, Ren and Cube. You know, I wanted to be the Ren and he was Ice Cube. So I knew me and him would have been dope as hell. But you know, it ended up working out. He brought Mr. C up there. He made a song called Hit Squad New Jack, and he was just dropping a bunch of punchlines, hella metaphors, and I was just like, oh yeah, I can get behind him. So I ended up incorporating him in the shit I already had made, and you know, the rest was history. Yeah,
y'all did you think like, gosh, this shit we about to go major? Like when like you just thinking neighborhood for a minute, but then at what point in time you was like, oh shit, we on to something big?
really when I was thinking the neighborhood. That's all I cared about was just motherfucker being played around Hunters Point and Fillmore and all that shit. But I knew it was on once we started going to Oakland. They was all, you know, E14 and, you know, all up fucking Bancroft and everywhere we was going. Motherfuckers was playing our shit. And I knew our shit from the claps and the hi-hats. Like when they got his window up and the beat slapping, I could tell it was our shit just from the hi-hats. We had a different sound. So I knew it. Once Oakland accepts you and start bumping your shit, you know, it's like the Mecca. You can't even deny that. Once Oakland get on your shit, you off. You off to the races.
How did that? Because that how you just expressed that to me and how you gave it to me, that shit just made my whole heart smile. Right, inside I feel good.
Right,
so
yeah,
how did you feel? Right, like these niggas, they like that just pumped me up. Like
good
man,
motherfucker. No, I felt good. It was just riding around, just hearing the shit. Then you going to Sac, you going to Richmond. You know, motherfuckers is bumping that shit. I knew we had something in. You know what I mean? I was like, yeah, it's over with now. This shit is finna be my job. You know what I mean? For real.
Yeah, let me put this sack down.
Yeah.
Let me go.
Well,
pick
not
up this
really.
bag.
Not at the time.
1 foot in.
Yeah,
Hopscotching, huh? Okay, 1 foot out.
We wasn't quitting. We wasn't just gonna give it up that easy. We was, we taking them checks and going straight to the block. That's the first thing I did when that nigga was like, man, hey, I'm trying to sign y'all. We first brought that album over there to Jason, and he was like, man, I want to buy the 5,000 copies. I'm gonna pay you $5. I'm gonna cash you out on those. So I'm thinking, okay, that's 25,000. He said, I'm gonna give you another 10 just to sign with me. So I'm like, okay, that's 30. All I'm thinking about was hitting the block. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get my boy Ed, who fronted me the 1,000 for the first copies. I'm gonna give him 2,000, and Mr. C, I'm gonna give him a little something, maybe throw him 5 or 10, and I'm like, yeah, I'm about to go get a brick or two. I'm finna go do my thing. That's all I was thinking. I didn't give a fuck. That's why I just signed with Jason that bullshit contract. We didn't care. I was just trying to get that bag.
Is Jason
In a Minute Records.
Or right
In a Minute.
In a Minute.
Yeah, I'm Right Way is my company, but In a Minute Records was the label we signed to. It was actually, it's two companies over there. It's, the distribution, the music people. They was the one-stop distribution, and then in there they had they little label, In a Minute Records, that signed us, Totally Insane, Coog Nut and them, the whole IMP.
Okay, so
Andre
that was
Nicotina.
that was okay.
Yeah.
So wait a minute. How many album deal did y'all sign with them?
It was just 3.
3?
It was the one that we had, and then we had 2 more with them.
Oh, did y'all ever finish it out, or they just fell off?
Nah, we bought them. They got bought. They Atlantic, when we signed to that major, they bought them out the last album. So yeah, I didn't want them to give them anything because them niggas didn't pay us, but we had to. They gotta handle business how they gotta handle business. So business is business to them. So they gave them like 75,000 or something out of my budget when I went over there to Atlantic. And yeah, I didn't want to give them shit because they had owed us like $675.
Oh shit! Well, damn, man, the business is slapping. absolutely. That's a
Yeah,
scam. Like,
yeah.
you owe us $675, nigga. You want
Yeah.
75? Take that out to $675 and give me the 6. Matter of fact, nigga, take an extra
Exactly.
25, man. Go take your dollar and give me mine, man. What the fuck are y'all like?
Yeah,
God
I
damn,
was
that's
mad
greed.
motherfucker. I didn't-
I still
you
be
know.
bitter about that.
Yeah, I am.
Wake up, nigga, 625.
Right. No, hey, man, the motherfucker. Hey, I'm ready to pull up at this motherfucking limo shop right now. You know, he
For
own a
real,
little
nigga.
limo.
Hey.
Yeah, he own limos.
Give me 10%
he
of that
got
right
a little
now.
car service he do. You know, car service he got out there and out there across in Marina somewhere. But you know, I'm just like fuck it, man. You know what I mean? He did kind of like because he did own rights and publishing to the second album. So he kind of, you know,
He let it go?
he let it all kind of go because he know he owe us all that paper. So you know, I try to sue him.
Because I could have, in his eye.
Yeah, in his eyes, but no, that ain't just letting the rights go. Ain't worth that $675. I prefer that $675. He can keep his little interest in the album. You know what I mean? Fuck that. You know, but it is what it is.
So my OG used to call shit like that a bought lesson. Was that your first bought lesson in the rap industry?
Oh yeah, for sure. That was definitely one of the lessons we learned. Was just, you know, just not just signing contract to make sure them I's is dotted and them T's is crossed. You know what I mean? So ever since then, I've been on my business. That taught me a lot. So, you know, I've been straight A game since then. You know, lawyers and everything involved. And I can't even blame Jason. That was our fault. Like I said, I was just trying to get that check. So I was just trying to go back to the block. I was just like, I could make another album. This shit ain't nothing. Give me that check and shit. If we got to do another one, that's not a problem. But I wasn't thinking about it blowing up, and you know, we only getting a certain amount of points, or you know, percentage or whatever. You know what I mean, off the album. I was just trying to get that bag from him. So. Yeah, but we learned later on that was a wrong move. We should have got a lawyer. And he told us, he said, man, go get you a lawyer, read over the paperwork, make sure it's right.
Oh, shit.
And yeah, we was like, fuck that. I'm trying not to spend none of that money on a lawyer. I'm like, man, if I have to pay a lawyer $2,000-$3,000 or something just to read the contract, and so he ended up referring the lawyer to us too. We ended up taking his lawyer and.
Well, I don't know. That's a conflict of interest.
Oh, it was. Yeah, we didn't know nothing about none of that shit. You know, I'm straight off the block. I wasn't, like I said, I was trying to get to that check. That's it.
I would have signed it. I signed with this nigga for less. That nigga gave me a snicker at the motherfucking Snapper. Was like, you signed.
Right,
I've been in it. That's why I'm doing this podcast. I've been in this nigga. Put this nigga out. I can't get out of his pocket. This nigga got me locked in.
He's
Tell me, nigga,
locked
if you don't
in.
get up, nigga, I'm gonna roll this over to your kids.
Right.
Hey. Nah, but so what? If a youngster was rapping, and what if you know what I mean? He came and asked you, would you give him that game? Like, hey man, here,
Of course.
this is what you did.
Yeah. That's off top, just to, you know, be about your business. You know, I mean, if you're taking it serious, you want to make sure you got entertainment lawyers in place and accountants and all that shit. Because even I had to learn all that shit the hard way. You know, getting my shit levied and all that shit. We didn't pay no tax, and you know, we signed in '92, was getting checks, doing shows, cashing checks, doing all that shit, and everything was in my name. You know, like Mr. C, none of the checks was going to him in his name. They had paid me. Everything was under my social, under my name, and I had to, you know, as far as whatever payments we did get, I've had to pay him. You know, so, but then that shit fucked me up later on, to where, you know, they levied my accounts and all that shit from, you know, for not paying taxes and shit. You know, so they got on me in '96, around '95, '96. Yeah, they shut down all my accounts and shit. Yeah.
Still got that shoebox money though.
Yeah. But that hurt it though. You know, they took my kids' account, you know, my daughter account. Oh yeah, they locked down anything I had my name attached to. They shut that shit down. And I got on my shit right away. But that I'm happy it happened then versus later on. You know what I mean? It happened real quick in the beginning, you know. So it was like 3 to 4 years worth of payments that I had to take care of. So they put me on an installment program. I was able to get that shit together and was able to buy my house. So it was cool. Got it in order.
The government want us to pay taxes. But
Yeah.
I want a question. Like, I got a question. So since obviously you're successful, so I've always had this concept if I got to this type of money where I needed an accountant, I always thought I should always get two accountants and not tell them about each other. Because if one of the books is off, somebody doing something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that?
I mean, that's a smart move, but I mean, shit. you pretty much. I mean, I don't see how they can really get you because I mean, you really giving them the data that they inputting into the computer or whatnot. They ain't like even right now when I hear a lot of the bigger artists saying like the accountant ran off with their money or they did. I don't see how that happened because my account don't have access to none of my shit. I just go over there and handle my taxes. We handle the numbers and I leave. That's it. He don't have access to shit of mine, so I don't know.
That's why I asked. I've always heard the big athlete and the rapper. Like, how the hell y'all let somebody run off with how did he have that much access to executive power? Like, how did he do all this? So that's why I was thinking that concept. But okay, so
I guess when you get bigger, you probably need him to oversee, a certain accounts, and things like that. But hell no, they don't. My account, I go in, I give him his few hundred to handle my taxes. Handle me my LLC shit, and that's it. You know what I mean? We a set price. I go give him his few hundred, and I'm out.
Okay. I need to go see an accountant then. I got the few hundred. I need to get my shit together. I did a rookie move, and I was rushing. I left my damn pad, but I wanted to ask a few questions. I got one right here. I like to throw these. I like to call these crashes my little fastballs. Independent or major?
They both got their pros and cons. I mean, it just depends. Me, I like independent because I like to control my own destiny. Majors, you got some control a little bit as far as making the music, but even then, picking your singles, they'll shut a lot of shit down. They want what they want. They want what's hot now, and whatever's hot now, you got to make that type of music. But majors is good when you need access to radio, like, clear channel shit, like iHeartRadio or something, where you need like that promo run as far as on tours, things of that nature, getting that advance up front. They'll give you a nice budget, maybe $500,000 or $1 million or $250,000 to go in and work on your album. And whatever you don't use out that budget, they give you that you can cash out. So if they give me $275, I go spend $50, they're gonna give me the $225 at the end of my budget. But the downside to that is you might not get no check, if you don't go platinum. You probably got to go platinum to get that money back. You know what I mean? So that's the only pro about that, is just that they got access to shit you don't have access to when you're independent. I can't just go set up a sit down with a Big Von or somebody at KMEL or, go to the Breakfast Club or something, but they got that access. Independent, you make more money and you control your own destiny. But you don't have, like I say, you don't have access to get in that promo coming out your pocket. But if it pay off and you blow up, you somebody like a Larry June or a Russ or a La Russell, them dudes who had success independently, you eating, you getting every bit of that $5 a CD or $10 or whatnot instead of getting maybe 30 cents off a CD, off a dollar, or 10 cents off a dollar. You getting that whole 80, 90 cents. Okay. So. That's the only thing that's good about being independent, man. You control your own destiny. When deals come in, whether it's licensing or whatever, you run all that. You know what I mean? So, each one got its perks,
My second one was like, since you still have longevity in the game, streaming was popping now, or what you when it first started in '92?
CDs and shit.
Yeah, CDs and shit. Which
I like CDs.
That was better for the money.
CDs and shit. Yeah,
CDs
yeah,
better for the money.
Yeah, that shit was just it was different. That money was like streaming. It's hard to calculate that shit. It's I got a little streaming calculator, but all that shit is different. Even though the money is consistent and come in, it's cool. You can reach people easier. More people got access to you like that. But I liked it, the physical copies, though. That shit was just different. That money, the going platinum and gold, you knew when you, like, right now, you can't tell. They're passing out these plaques and shit, and you stream so many, and that mean gold, or you stream this amount, that mean platinum. No, you knew you sold 1 million records, you was platinum. You sold 500,000 CDs, you was gold. This shit nowadays, man, they able to fuck with them numbers.
Yeah, that's once again, they pull it in the tailpipe.
Yeah, they really is though. You know what I mean? And I just don't like that shit. The physical copies ain't nothing like that shit. I love when people can go in and actually grab your CD, and if they fuck it up, they can go buy another one and you get that sale. These streams, man, once they got you downloaded, shit, it ain't no way for them to lose that or none of that. You know, it's all about
Even when you lose the phone, they just locked in your Gmail.
Yeah, but I mean, you still got your subscription, so you buy another phone, you got all your shit. That's just gonna pop right back up. It ain't like a CD. Nigga get in your car, they like that. They like your album. They take it. Then they gotta go buy another one. So you constantly running it up. You know. Yeah.
Is it easier to, like, if you wanted to, is it easier to cook the books that way? Like if you're doing a CD, if you want to cook your own books, however you know what I mean? I say what I did and I didn't do what I said, you know what I mean? Like if you want to cook your books, is it easier that way with some CDs?
Not really. Talking about as far as what, like just boosting the numbers and shit?
Yeah, boosting the numbers, or you know what I mean?
I
On your
don't think
tax
so.
bracket, like, okay, I didn't sell 100,000 CDs, but you know what I mean? I sold 10, but I was taxed like I sold 100,000. Maybe I get some on return.
Oh,
for my
probably
business.
with tax per ride, yeah, but you can't do that, and you can't just say you went gold or platinum and you didn't. You know that shit. You got to have proof of that shit. You got to have sales reports, and the RIAA got to be able to that sound scan. Once you bleep that motherfucker across that counter, you know that's a sale. You can't say you did anything. But now, I mean, you can get over. I mean, it don't matter if you streaming or physical copies when you work with your accountant. That's, you know, up to you and your accountant. You know what I mean?
All right, I got another fastball at you. Selski as a producer or Rick Rock? You got one song to do.
One song, it's
One
probably
song.
gonna be Rick Rock.
Probably Rick Rock. Sell, you lost
Yeah.
out, man. I try to shoot for you, baby. Make me stand up.
You know, it depends. You know, in this day and age, if I had to do it, yeah, it's definitely Rick Rock. You know,
Rick Rock.
because Rick Rock is a little more seasoned when it comes to if I need one song and I need a single, yes, he been out there. He fucking with the best of them. You know, the E40s, the Snoop Dogs, the Busta Rhymes, and you know, he gonna give you that platinum hit. You know,
How did you come across with on the How We Coming with Mystical? That was one of the hardest songs ever. That How You Coming.
Yeah.
God damn.
yeah.
How did you come across that? How did that?
At Rick Rock in them studio, going up there fucking with Mike Mosley, and that's how I met Rick Rock. They was over there doing that Murder song that he had. They had a couple songs they was doing with Mystical, and we just bumped heads at the studio, and he was a fan. He was like, man, yeah, I'm up on y'all. I know the Bammer Weed song, and I told him the story about how I got his cassette tape, his first cassette tape with the black and white cover with him coming out the sewer or some shit. One of my partners who stayed in New Orleans had brought it. He moved out to Harbor and moved out to Hunters Point on Harbor, and he put us on the Mystical. So I was up on him before a lot of people knew about him. So I was already kind of like a fan, you know what I mean, underground fan. So that's how that came about. And he fucked with me, and he did it for just on GP. He was just like, hell yeah. He just like did it on GP, and I ended up sliding him something because I had the budget, but. Yeah, he wasn't even tripping. He just came and did it. But he ended up tearing my ass up for that video shoot, though.
Oh shit!
Yeah, he got it all back up out of that. That motherfucker. Yeah,
was
he got with
perfect,
Master
though.
P. Yeah, Master P was just like, man, Black, you know, I gotta hit up Atlantic, man. I'm like, man, I gotta pay that. I gotta recoup all that money back. He like, nah. He said, you know, the way they do it, man, we gonna hit them over the head for about a good 10, man. You know, and you know and. It ain't nothing against you. It's just we gotta hit Craig and them up. And I was mad the motherfucker, but yeah, he ended up charging me 10 to come to the video shoot to do the video. But nah, you know, P ended up getting at me personally and just like, bro, it's nothing against y'all. I just, you know, I'm his management. He on No Limit now, and you know, we got to get that paper.
Yeah, because you and P had already had a song together, right? On the
Yeah,
West Coast
yeah,
Bad
yeah.
Boys. Mr. Ice Cream Man.
Nah, he was trying to make a dollar.
Trying to make a dollar out of 15 cents.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know why I was get that one mixed up with Mr. Ice Cream Man. How is it working with P?
P cool. Now P's, you know, straight up businessman. You know, I really wanted to do more when we supposed to have our own song, but you know, Mr. C didn't want to. He one of them dudes that like if you ain't lyrically dope, he don't be want to fuck with you. He didn't want to fuck with the D-Shot compilation because he didn't care for D-Shot as a rapper, and he didn't really care for Master P as a rapper.
He was an MC.
Yeah, he was an MC. If he
MC.
didn't give a fuck. Like me, I'm straight business. If I got that bag, I'm like, bro, where at? Let me know where you want me to show up at. I'm knocking out the song. And yeah, I was gonna do the shit down there by myself, but he heard the beat, and he was just like, fuck it. You know what I mean? And Master P took care of us. You know, he still slid us like 4,000 just to do them little quick little bars. You know what I mean? So
So that is true. P take care of ours.
no, he do. No, he took care of me. And when it was time for me on his second compilation, I did a song with Lavity called "Call It What You Want." They wanted to release that as a single up in Canada, and I hit him up like, because he really owned the rights to the song. So, because he broke me off then, he gave me like $7,000 to do that song. So, and when it was time to release it as a single, he was like, yeah, bro, go on and do your thing, man, get your money. I was like, yeah, they trying to advance me some money and this, and he's like, man, go on and do your thing, bro. You got, it's all good with me. So once they send the paperwork, I put the stamp of approval on it. So, yeah, and I was able to release it as a single and get another check up out of that. He thorough, man. He's a good dude.
Cause you hear this and that about cats and that and this, and I don't know. I've never been in that circle, so I'm asking.
That's just like people say shit about JT, but if you gonna handle your business, can't nobody get you. You know what I mean? If you on your shit, but if you chasing that dollar and he flagging that steak, and you end up jumping, grabbing that, taking that quick advance for $2,000-3,000, and you find out he done went and got 100 on the back end, that's on you. You got to read your paperwork. You know what I mean?
Listen here, Snicker and Snapple. This nigga Snicker and Snapple, you got me, nigga. Don't come in. I'll throw this pin at you.
That's why I said I can't be mad at Jason, because when Jason flagged that little $10,000 and bundled it up with the money he paid us for our CDs, paying us COD, I didn't read the paperwork. I couldn't be mad at Jason. I had the right to go read the contract and say, nah, this, that, we got to make adjustments on that. Instead of that 10, I want 25. So that's a total of 50 with the, I didn't do none of that. I jumped right up.
Do you think that benefited your life?
Hell yeah, it benefited. That's why I'm not really mad at him, because without him, I wouldn't have been in Detroit and all that other shit. You know what I mean? Because he did push us like a motherfucker, even though he didn't pay us, and he tried to use the fact that we had all them samples, which we did. A lot of that shit we didn't clear up. We had to get clearance on, so they was coming at him with all type of little lawsuits and cease and desist shit and all that. He still was kind of keeping it out there, but we definitely benefited because we got on the road and we was able to really live off that show money, even though we didn't get a lot of royalties. We did live off that show money, and he had us out there in the Midwest, up north, down south, Southern Cal, all that shit. Without his machine, we wouldn't have been.
So he had connections.
Oh yeah. No, he had connections. He had us out there. He was pushing the shit out of us. Like I said, we sold back then. Our SoundScan, we had sold over 275,000 units, but we didn't. At the time, we didn't really know, until we got a new management in. And our manager ended up putting us up. We started learning about mechanical royalties and the regular royalties and all that shit. But the manager we had at the time, he was really just like a promoter, a show promoter. We thought he was a manager, but that motherfucker knew nothing about none of the he didn't even looking at that contract. That motherfucker was like Chinese to him. He didn't know what the fuck was going on. Like reading Chinese. But yeah, we got Tone. Shout out Tony Jackson, man. We got him in, and he came in cleaning shit up. And that's when the fallout with our label happened, because he started letting us know about the point system and how the recoupment shit going, the reserves and all that shit. So, and he was like, nah, fuck the SoundScan, fuck this reports he giving you. We need to see the shipping report. And the shipping is how we knew how much he shipped out, and that's when we found out he shipped out over 275 at the time.
So he was cooking the books then, right? But not giving y'all the whole.
Yeah, but he could just go tell his secretary, print this out, make these numbers, this and that. So, but the shipping reports, you can't lie, because that's the shit that you use, what he receiving and what he's shipping out and all that. So we knew exactly what was shipped. So once we started asking for that shit, he didn't have enough time to cook the books. So we in there like, get the shipping report, and he like, he don't want to get there.
Fastball.
He like, come back tomorrow. He wanna try to rearrange some shit.
Oh, y'all, they not reading it now. But right, what you saying there, I was thinking for like hip hop as a community, shouldn't there, or is there? Because I'm asking this question blind. Is there a how can I say this? A conference where we're teaching, or they were teaching the young MCs, the young coming up, about what to look for in the contract. Because we all would believe I don't know what this is. I'm a young rapper. Is there a conference that anybody go to that shows them what to look for in a contract? What's the pitfalls in it? Are we just all free falling and you learn on your own? You bump your head, nigga, and you bump your head, nigga.
That's pretty much what it is.
It's bump your head, huh?
Yeah, it ain't no more. I mean, they do some shit, I think that Revolt trying to do, where they try to educate people. They try to do something, I think, every year. Puffy and them, where they got the little Revolt.
That's one nigga I wouldn't trust,
music conference shit, where they be having like panels and shit, where they talk about all that shit. Like even having like like a hip hop alliance thing and all that shit, like what KRS-One and them trying to do, to where rappers can try to, learn about getting life insurance and probably having retirement plans. Like, we don't have no 401ks or pensions and none of that shit. So you got to kind of create all that shit for yourself. So he like a lot of the old rappers who helped build this shit who didn't benefit back then because they wasn't eating. Grandmaster Flash and them didn't get the deals that motherfuckers is getting nowadays. So they trying to create something to where, rappers like us who done put in 30 years can actually get benefit off of, the fruits of their labor and shit that they done contributed to the shit. So
not bad. Not bad at all. That's a start. That's
Yeah,
a start.
yeah, it
That's a
definitely
very
is.
start. Yeah, I would thought it would already been somebody who been like, hold on, man. We all
this
like,
shit independent. Everybody's every man for
It's
itself.
bumpy.
They trying to,
You have something to say over there, sir?
Yeah, and I just want to ask this brother a question, if that's
Mhm.
okay, man. Because bro, I got a sharp ass business mind, man. Like, what about your family?
Yeah.
Like, was you raised under, like, was it your pops? Somebody in your family laced you, or you
Yeah.
on your block somewhere, you was laced, man. Because you different. You said you got
Yeah.
out of
Log
out
cabin.
of juvenile.
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
listening to it now.
Yeah, he was.
Where y'all from? Y'all from like down south or something?
Yeah. My pops and them migrated from Fort Worth in Texas. Yeah. They migrated from Fort Worth, and some of them from Waco. He migrated out there. Just when people moved into Hunters Point, and it's the naval yard back there. So the projects was all military shit. So they migrated from there. His mom from the South, and my mom migrated from her mom came from New Orleans and shit. So they all from the South. But yeah, as far as getting the game and in the business sense, that shit just came just from a lot of different people. From my pops, he was a hustler, ran a gambling shack. My mom, she was more, I would just say she was more straightforward as far as just being like a homemaker and working too. She worked at Seas Candy, worked Bank of America Corporation, and then helped my pops on the side when he was selling quarter tees and shit back in the days when
He don't know what a quarter tee is.
He don't
know what a quarter tee is.
Yeah, quarter tee, 16s or whatever. Mom's was, she'll handle shit while pops was going here.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, so it's people like that and Flop. People like being around seeing like the Harper Boys, James Beasley, dudes like that in the city who was just hustlers. Like really, I got my shit just from like hustlers on the street. And like I said, my manager came along. He really kind of gave me as far as made me a little more business savvy. Me, because Tone was built different. Nah, but I saw nigga so dope.
Man, listen, he wants you to say exactly, man. I keep telling you, he's gonna get niggas indicted.
But no, I did sell candy though. It started with we used to be with this man. I ain't gonna lie, with the kids program. We used to work for kids. Dudes used to come pick us up in the van and take us out to the avenues, and we selling tablecloths and peanut brittle and fucking caramel nut clusters and all type of shit.
Hey, right?
Exactly.
Hey, but listen, hit me out, Mach.
Yeah.
Mach, you hear me out. He said he executed himself out of Log Cabin. You didn't think he was hustling? He wasn't working at McDonald's. He look like Calvin?
Hey,
This
real,
ain't Calvin.
Yeah, it's always was hustle.
It was 2 grand 50 pops going around this motherfucker. What's wrong with you, man? Shit. You ain't flipping around here. Yeah, but now we the one trying to go there. Just tell this nigga gonna get us indicted. I tell you, this nigga's he's not good for us, man. I'm trying to keep it all music, and he want to know about it. Let's see something. I'm telling you, that's that
They
nigga,
got
man.
statute of limitations for a reason, man.
Hey, it's over with. You good?
Oh, I'm good.
Oh, okay, you good. Well, nigga, it was
Hey, I put in
half
the
birds,
book.
birds, quarter birds,
Hey.
chickens, and eagles, nigga. That's what was going on around here,
real.
nigga. What did you
Hey,
want? How
for
you
real.
want it? I got some Pyrex
Hey.
pots. I got some baking sodas.
whole
I got a digital scale.
Hey, man, we started with
triple
the
beam
shaker bottles,
scale.
all the shit. Hey, we used to go to the record shop, shaker bottles, everything.
Oh,
rocking
man.
up our dope for real on our own back then.
Man, this nigga ain't listening.
Yeah.
Hey, right. But I remember you just said something that I want to touch on a little bit about performing. What is your favorite city to perform in? Like they gave you like the most love. You're like, man, I would have did this shit for free. Not, just like if it came to like this motherfucker was here, this was my shit.
It's for surely kind of neck and neck with probably L.A. and Detroit. Really all over in Michigan, Pontiac, Lansing, Flint. they all loved us to death, man. It slowed up lately, but when we was in our like first 2 albums, like they fucked with us heavy out there in Michigan, in L.A. Man, yeah, it's just like, you know, 'cause we got a big Latin fan base, man. The Latinos fuck with us heavy,
Yes.
even to this day. That's what helped pay my bills. They keep me out there working. And it's always, anywhere we go, is like a Gilroy or, you know, anywhere, whether it's Orange County, Oxnard or whatever, it's always predominantly, you know, Mexican or whatnot, you know, Latino. So, yeah, they neck and neck. I would just say they neck and neck. Lately, I would have to say that the best place to perform is SoCal for sure. But back then, when me and Mr. C was rocking, it had to be probably Michigan, Detroit, anywhere out there. Yeah.
I do like. If you've never been to Detroit, I advise y'all to go check it out. Detroit is cool. Detroit is cool.
Yeah.
Detroit is cool. I was from Detroit. Damn, you made me forget what I was about to ask. That weed don't pay off. Damn it.
Overseas? You ever perform overseas?
That's good.
Nah.
Never?
Nope.
You got a passport?
Yeah, I got a passport, but it just, you know, other motherfuckers had problems. You
This
know?
nigga over this. How this joker perform overseas? Who was his manager at the time? What the hell's going on? RBL ain't performed overseas. Did your ass been
Yeah,
overseas?
I mean, if I was solo, I probably would have, but you know, there's always been other motherfuckers with us who couldn't get
Couldn't
passports.
get passport.
And back then too, I couldn't go overseas. I had problems, you know what I mean? So now, then, you know, years later, motherfucker done cleaned up, you know, got shit together, got his business in order, you know, now I'm good. You know, motherfucker ain't been on the block, ain't been in the streets in years, so it's been good.
There was some dark years, right?
Mhm.
I don't want to touch on it. I want to stay
don't matter.
positive.
It's
Nah, I just
irrelevant.
want to stay positive. They heard about the dark years, but I just want to know there was some dark years, right? And then how you just persevere to come to and you still shining. You ever thought about putting a movie out?
Yeah, that's why I did the book. So the book is we're gonna try to turn that into a movie, you know. So that's doing good. You know, we done moved about over 1,000 out the trunk, just off top, just from fans, just fucking with me. And yeah, we just gonna, you know, it's just all about just really getting like a script together. And I feel like a book is something good to go off of. Even though it's a lot of shit I didn't deep dive into, like the turf wars. I kind of dabbled in it a little bit. The drug era, I dabbled in it a little bit because it was really from, you know, it's called Part of Survival, from the block to the booth. So
Okay. Wait, I don't promote it and tell people where they can find this
Yeah,
at
yeah,
and where
it's,
they can get it and all that.
yeah,
Picture of it right now. I'm about to pull it up.
yeah.
All right, but go ahead and tell them where they can
Yeah,
get
so
it.
the book is it's available now. It's on Amazon.com. You can get the digital version, the regular version, or you can get it directly from me at www.rblposse.com and go just click the store link, or if you want the direct store link, you can go to www.rblposse.bigcartel.com.
Okay.
That's the name of the book.
Yeah, the name of the book is Black Sea, Part of Survival, from the block to the booth. You know, put together by me and my boy Charles Jolivet.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, man, it's been years in the making. It's a dope book. Everybody that got it is you know, been really giving me high praise on that book, man. They saying it's one that you can't put down. So I'm loving it.
Shout out to the homie Charlie.
Yes, sir.
I'm about to shoot my shot. When you start casting for the movie, I want to audition.
Man, yeah, for sure. For
Shit, I wasn't gonna get myself in there, nigga. You
Hey,
fucked
for sure.
up. Shit. Yeah, I can play something, a drunk or something, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but
Nah, we putting that together for sure. Though.
So I'm gonna put you on the spot right now.
Mm-hmm.
Who got the bigger weed song from the Bay? Don't give me no Bammer weed, or I got 5 on it. Who? No bias. Who got the biggest song, in your opinion?
Right now, who got the biggest song is Loonies. I got 5 on it. It's big.
Because of the Twitter. I mean, it was not Twitter. What was the app?
Because of the remix, though, with the remix boosted theirs, and it's just worldwide. You know what I mean? We, you know, I think ours would have been bigger if I wouldn't have lost Mr. C. You know,
You couldn't.
I couldn't really push
Push
it
it.
as far as I wanted to. You know,
That
but
motherfucker big.
in our moment, we had the biggest. You know what I mean? At the time, when we was out, we was rocking. I was saying until they dropped, theirs went like double platinum or something like that. So they got the accolades for theirs. So
All right, I didn't know that.
So I
In my
gotta give it to
personal
them.
opinion, I
You know.
thought y'all were the one until the TikTok phenomenon where they kept playing that beat all over again.
Which one?
I got 5 on the beat, but they slow it down like for the movie.
Yeah.
Us, yes.
Yeah.
I thought that like if before that, I would say no Behrman weed. How do you feel
Ours
about?
is more cult following, like at the shows, like the white folks, all them, like the real smokers. You know what I mean? I would say that they fuck with that heavy. You know what I mean? We got like like cult following smokers who really fuck with that song, but theirs is just bigger as far as, you know, numbers wise. They more known. You know what I mean? That song come on, you can't deny it. That motherfucker come on arenas, whatever. It get it turned up.
I guess I like the soil shit better.
Hey, for real. Me too.
Huh?
Stay there. So you was talking about Wiz Khalifa.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna go to next. How do you feel about Wiz Khalifa doing the remix?
Oh, I loved it. You know.
Give me no Behrman weed.
Yeah. When he got at, you know, the fans was going off on him. At first, I thought he was just taking my shit and wasn't getting at us, but the whole time he was reaching out. I wasn't verified on Instagram at the time, so I was getting at him through Instagram, and the whole time he was getting at me through my verified page on Twitter. So I barely get on Twitter, so I ended up trying to reach out. I said, you know what, let me try to go on Twitter and try to reach out to him. And when I went in there, I had hella messages way back from fucking June, July of the last year with him. He was reaching out like, man, I'm trying to use a song. OG, what's up, man? And he was hella messages. So he reached out. So and once I contacted him through Twitter, he hit me back instantly, like the same day. I was like, man, I've been looking for you, man, and I'm trying to figure out how to handle this business. So he gave me everything I wanted. He gave me the publishing. He gave me a nice advance.
Shout out Wiz Khalifa, because I was bitter.
Yeah, it's all love, man. You know, a lot of fans he shouldn't have touched the class. Man, this for his generation.
Yeah, keep it living, keep it alive. You feel me? We don't want you to die out.
My version for, you know,
listen,
you ain't gotta play that one, you know.
Yeah, keep that shit. I was kind of, because I was like, damn. Shit, he ain't put him on. You know what I mean? No, he ain't put him on, but he already reached out.
None of that. Yeah,
I just thought it would be more class with it, like a little class.
I'm about business, really. As long as you handling that publishing and you know you do the licensing part right, man. I don't really care about people like, man, he should have brought you out on stage, this and that. I don't care about none of that shit. As long as he handled the behind the scenes shit with the paperwork to where my kids can eat off this shit when I'm gone. You know what I mean? That's all I care about, man. As long as that publishing is together, we good. I mean, that'd be cool. I ain't tripping, you know. But if he did pull up and he did the song, that'd be nice, you know, to pull a motherfucker out. But you know, I don't really trip on things like that, man. You know, I'm real, you know, set on handling that business. You know, don't just take my shit and just try to put it out and you ain't reach out and you know I got to go through lawyers and shit and send cease and desist and shit.
Yeah, I got you.
That's when it's a problem.
So. That's cool, because I really thought he did reach out. So shout out to Wiz Khalifa for doing the right thing.
I had to go on there and tell the dog pound, man. They had motherfuckers on there going at him. Man, fuck Wiz. They was on it, man. I diehard fans, man. They was on his ass, but I had to get on there and let him know, like, nah, man, he looked out, and it's good. So, yeah.
So you came up with the RBL name?
Nah, T-Lo did that. My boy T-Lo, who Hearn put out. Yeah, and T-Lo, who I went to be in a group with. We was called the Hit Squad first. And then we found out EPMD. That's why Mr. C first song was called Hit Squad New Jack. You know, cause we was called the Hit Squad. And we EPMD and them ended up coming out with the Hit Squad with K Solo and all them dudes, Daz Effects and all them. And I was just like, fuck. So we end up, T-Lo just like, man, y'all ought to be ruthless by law. And I was just like, oh, that sound, I didn't know what it meant. It just sounded dope.
It does sound
dope.
Like still ruthless by law. You can go either or, RB or ruthless by law. I'm with either or.
Yeah, ruthless by law. So I just like, once I got in, I was just like, damn, once we was about to do the album, I just felt it just seemed too long. So we ended up using the initials RBL, and we threw the posse on once we did the album cover, once we got everybody from the neighborhood on the, you know, as far as the loved ones who I fucked with to get on the cover. So we just like, man, let's shorten it, just make it RBL Posse.
How is you and Larry June connected?
Through his daddy. His daddy grew up with me. His daddy is like one of my best friends to this day. Like, you know, we just riding our hogs the other day together. So he a real good, loyal friend he was supposed to actually be on the album cover too. He was just missing that day. But Yeah, I've been knowing him since shit. I was able to walk outside. You know, I'm bald headed. You know, crawling around with him. He braids in his head. Like me, him, Boob, all of us. We all grew up on Harbor together. You know, been knowing each other since we could walk and talk. You know, all our mamas went to high school and shit together.
Yeah, that type of
so that's why we grew up calling each other cousins and
family,
and shit.
but not blood.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
So that
was
means
connection.
Larry June's pretty like your nephew.
Yeah, he real nephew. You know what I mean? So been around him and his mama, his mom too. His mom family, Sunni and all them, Salim, his granddaddy, her father, like they all like he was like the first rapper in Hunters Point. You know, he even came up with the little term, we call it HP, but it's really Hunters Point. Like I done used that in raps and shit. Like with Salim, his granddaddy, like was the first Hunters Point rapper, like really around there putting it down, rapping at all the Juneteenths and shit like that. So, you know, we all go back. So, you know, that's a real nephew. So, you know, our love is different. That's why as soon as I reach out to him, he show up. You know, even though my new album that's actually dropping this Friday. My new
Speak
album,
on that.
you know, yeah, it's called the Black Album. It's I got Larry June on it, Jay Worthy, Compton Ass TG, Doobie, my boy C Dub. Dude, Joe Fresco. So we got a few dudes on there, but the one I got with Larry June gonna be that one probably gonna set this album off. We got a nice one, you know what I mean, called Rainy Day Schedule. So I'm gonna probably drop the single this week right before the album drop, just to get motherfuckers hyped up, you know. So
Tell them again what it's called.
it's called the Black Album.
Yes, sir.
Black Album. Usually I do a campaign. But all that old school shit don't work no more. Like people got short attention span. So I usually start out like my Black Caesar album I dropped like about a year ago, 2 years ago. I started like maybe 2 months out pushing it, promoting it, and people get impatient, man. And by the time you drop, they kind of don't even be looking for it no more because you done tease them so long. So now, like I learned off DJ Fresh, just dropping this refreshed album. We refreshed our last album, our first album, and he like, bro, we gotta promote it the week it's gonna drop. We wanna let them know, drop a song maybe on Monday, and that Friday when it drop, Thursday we promote the album, let them know it's dropping tomorrow. So when they're excited, they can go get it. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to have them excited for a month or two. That shit'll fizzle out.
Damn.
And it do. And so I learned from that. So right now people don't really know. Like I dropped 2 singles, Get It Cracking, and then I got the one I just dropped last week, about a week ago, called Learned from the Losses. And I kind of teased the album cover at the end. Yeah, I teased the album cover at the end of those. But that's all I did. I ain't really pushed it and put it out. Just really made a post just saying the album is dropping on this date or whatever. So, but I'm going to do that all this week. I got a little 3-4 day campaign I'm about to do. So
that's
yeah,
what's up.
yeah,
Where's it starting off at the campaign?
Well, it's gonna start online, you know, just with me just posting little teasers of what's on it. So I'm gonna drop one probably like around Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm gonna drop something, and then the one I got the single with me and Larry June, I'm gonna drop on Thursday, right before the album drop. So it's really gonna drop 9 o'clock East Coast time, cause as soon as it hit 12 on the East Coast, it's really out Thursday. So
Okay, that makes sense. That time zone shit kind of fucks up.
Yeah,
promotion like that. You
it
can't
throw
hit
shit
everybody
off.
at once.
Exactly.
You got to time zone shit off. They get like a soft opening and shit.
Yeah.
that's
They
some
get
bullshit.
it. Once they get it at 12. Well, I mean, it's early access for us because now we get it at 9. You get what I'm saying? So that's cool.
What's the South get it at 8 Central or something? What's the South?
Yeah, about a 10. They about what? Well, it depends on what part, but they about 2 hours. If you, I think in Texas or somewhere, I think they about 2 hours ahead. So they when we get it at 9, they gonna get it at about 11.
Yes. Yeah.
They behind us.
You're right.
We ahead of everybody. It's gonna stream at 9 o'clock Thursday. Yeah. Yep, 9 o'clock Thursday.
So, since Larry June is like a nephew to you, pretty much, it's safe to say his paperwork and shit is in order.
Oh yeah, he got his shit together though. He got a nice little team. I'm actually learning from them a lot of shit. You know, how to do certain things. You know, even like creating just the promo campaign, just the visualizers and all that shit. You gotta have that shit together. Like the motion covers and all that like shit. When you tease people with it, instead of just having a flat cover just out there, just having a little bit of movement to it, just catch people attention way more than just making a post that don't got no type of movement to it. So, I done learned a lot of that just fucking with them. So, yeah.
See, I don't know nothing about that. Like I'm kind of like I'm younger than you a little bit, but I'm from that same era. I'm still close to the vest. This new age of telling everything about what we doing. I'm still listening. I'm still nigga asking me how much you pay for that car. A little bit of nothing. I ain't telling nobody nothing around here. So it's kind of hard to promote shit because I have a business out, and it's kind of hard to be in that lane because you ain't that type of always trying to push yourself in the limelight. You have to take yourself outside of yourself sometimes. Well, at least I do. Like, this is not about you personally.
Be a dinosaur, man.
Yeah, you got to
grow
move with the times or get moved over.
Yeah. The same way with even with just rapping. That's why my flow evolved. I could rap with the young niggas nowadays. You know what I mean? If you paying attention to what's going on, you're going to evolve with everything. If not, once you just remove yourself from everything, you're going to be sounding like Grandmaster Flash and them. Exactly. Like, that shit was dope back then. Yeah, Run DMC, all that shit was dope back then. But that flow ain't going to work nowadays.
Keep it 1,000 with yourself. Stop bullshit. Since I'm glad you kind of led me into that. Who is your, obviously I would say Larry June, but besides Larry June, take Larry June out of the question, who's your favorite young MC right now, like the youngsters? Who's your favorite
youngsters, like locally?
Locally and nationwide.
My favorites right now is Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole and Drake, too. I mean, Drake be spitting.
They ain't no more young no more. They damn near middle age.
Yeah, they young.
They still got it? Man, I said, listen, Drake is dope lyrically, but Drake, you go to the whole R&B side for the whole night. But I don't want to hear all R&B Drake with you. Yeah, lyrical, he's dope.
Lyrical,
I'm just saying, when
he
play
motherfuckers up. He be playing with them beats. He running all over that shit. Drake.
Ooh, I'm glad you
asked.
Drake
can make a simple beat sound.
I got a question for you.
Man.
See, I don't do all this investigation. Because we might be giving them credit. Is there ghost writers behind that? Or is he doing all that?
Drake, he had ghost writers. Like, he'd mess with a Quentin Miller here and there, but Drake got a pen game, too, though. Like, even Lil Wayne, he didn't have ghost writers. Everybody done had people in the studio help him. I done have motherfuckers in there who done helped me a little bit here and there with song titles, with a bar or something. That shit don't take away from if you get on your own and you got Drake got a pen game on his own. That motherfucker been killing shit before he even got with Rap a Lot, his earlier shit, he was killing shit. Yeah, Drake got a pen game on him, man. He did motherfuckers raw. Him, Kendrick Lamar, and J. Cole is just, they something else with it, bro. They dope, but I do fuck with young niggas like Mozzie and them. I fuck with them. Who else I fuck with? It's a lot of them I just listen to, man. From the Mozzies all over to even the South, like the Lil Babies and shit like that. I fuck with them all. I fuck with everything. I even fuck with like Tyler, the Creators and shit. Like I'm a producer, so I fuck with everything. I'll get in the car and I've chanced the rapper on. I'm listening to his album and shit, and motherfuckers be ready to turn up and listen to some Cash Click Boog or something. And I'll be like, nah, I'm on my Tyler, the Creator shit right now. You know what I mean? Or I might go to Young Thug, and the next minute I'm listening to Compton Ass TG or a Nipsey, or so it just depends. You know what I mean? But I got a rainbow selection of shit in my phone. No, man, my playlist crazy.
I was just about to ask that. What's Black C's playlist?
I got a bunch of them. I got the workout one, and then I got shit where I'm just riding, and reggae. I fuck with reggae heavy. The root shit. I listen to Afro beat too. I fuck with a lot of the new shit like Tim's and all them. And I got a bunch of shit in there too that's like rock type shit too, alternative shit that I got. So I got a bunch of them.
You had something to say, or you just poking fingers?
I always forget that he's a beats man.
I did. So you just fucking up my segment. Go ahead, go on. Now I did.
So I gotta ask. Digital or analog?
Analog.
Tell the people why.
Analog because it's just that thick, warm sound, man. It's something different. That shit fill the speakers up different. It's just, I don't know. It's just more silky and milky. It's different, man. That digital shit, it's cool. It's easy. But But even like when I master my shit, I convert everything. I do analog mastering just on my albums, just because that's what I'm used to. I come from that era with the reel to reels and shit, and you know I grew through the reels, through the ADATs, and all the way to now where shit, motherfucker ain't got nothing but a fucking Apple computer in the house, just dealing with that. But analog all day. I'm analog guy, man. That ain't can't nothing fuck with that. Even though it take more time. And right now, everybody into the microwave era with shit fast. You know what I mean? But I like soul food. I like a little fat, big portion. You know what I mean? That analog shit remind me of soul food versus warming up a TV dinner. You know what I mean? That's what digital is.
Black, there was a microwave era during your time, too.
Not really.
No, I ain't talking about the music. But where's the stuff on?
No, as far as like, in what way? It depends on what you talking about.
No, I'm saying in the kitchen, there was a microwave in your time.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, so we like the microwave, too. It came, okay,
course,
1 minute
yeah.
versus 5. We go to, I'm just
It
joking.
was there, but we might only fuck with a hot pocket, though. We ain't making a whole meal. That was for a snack back then.
Yeah, exactly. I was just fucking with you. I just had to jab on you right there with that one.
That was for a snack. We still like them cooked meals, them home cooked meals.
Hey, it was right,
man.
though. It was making sure it was right. But you stretch a little bit, you had to just quick stretch.
Yeah,
Oh,
for
this
real.
microwave gonna do just fine.
Yeah.
Go ahead, cool. Now that went over your head.
No, what he's saying though, man, this is crazy, bro. Like, this is the fucking legend here, confirming the shit that I done felt as a kid. Again, I'm from Fillmore.
Uh-huh.
So when the point niggas start popping, I'm like, they from the point, okay.
Yeah.
They shit coming soulful though.
Right.
Yeah.
When you, man, y'all go back on your own.
We was in that sound.
Uh-huh.
We was in that sound.
They shit was just kinda,
It was different.
more soulful, bro. That's
Yeah.
where you from.
So who did How You Coming? Was that you?
Nah, that was Rick Rock, but Rick
But
Rock
that was
into
Gumbo.
that- Yeah.
That's
yeah.
what you know what I mean. But go ahead, Macho. Go ahead. What
No,
you saying?
that was just it. They just confirmed.
Speaking
like
of
that.
Filmo, speaking, I got a good mind. Speaking of Filmo,
Filmo shit was different though
It
too.
was a different.
Hello, me, all that jumping
See the
around and
difference
shit.
between Hunters
It's
Point
like,
and
it's
Filmo.
like the analog and the
Yeah,
like little
exactly.
rainy sounds that these
Yeah.
niggas coming with some.
And
we
seeing
got little
JT
rainy
and them,
shit,
they
though.
didn't have like a TC and enhancer like we had. Like we had people who was schooling us. Like JT and them was doing it. They said I think they had like J Mac or somebody that was
Gigolo G.
Gigolo G was doing this thing a
Old
little, but
school
even
Gigolo
him,
G.
Gigolo wasn't that good though.
Uh-huh.
As far as on the engineering, I was in there with Gigolo. Like he had dope beats and all that. He was trying, but he didn't have that mentor who was over him, who was like TC and who come from working at Bankroll and all that with IMP and all them dudes, and Enhancer and them who was working with a bunch of like old groups, fucking with the Whispers or whoever. Like they was into that sound, and
That's
they
music.
brought us into the sound. Like I was into quality, like because dealing with Dr. Dre and them being like my mentors and like idol, somebody I idolized. He was into sound. And TC was that, you know what I mean? To me, he was more like that Dr. Dre. But JT and them, they sounds was more like Proteus,
Fruity Loops.
like Vintage Keys, all that shit. Like it's had that sound, but it had a Casio sound to it. That's why I didn't fuck with Vintage Keys and a lot of Proteus. We fuck with a lot of like the JD 990s, JV8, all the rolling sounds and shit like that.
1080s.
Yeah, the 1080, the 2080, the R8M. Like we had the ASR 10 sampling a lot of our drums and shit like that. Like they wasn't doing that. Like we would chop a P-Funk clap and get it out of Roger shit and take some from out of George Clinton shit and all like we taking snares and claps and creating our own sound library. They wasn't doing that in Filmo. You know what I mean?
That was some game he just gave up.
Yeah.
That was some
Nah,
game
he
he
on his
just
shit.
gave
He
up.
know his shit. Our sound was different. That's why when JT did come over to the Enhancer Studio, he fell in love because the sound changed when he came to Enhancer Studio. JT quality became better.
Wasn't you there around this time?
Yes.
Wasn't you there? You
I was in
was
Studio
sniffing
B.
around?
I was in Studio B snoop.
Oh man, Jim Larkin.
Mally
studio.
Mal's my nigga.
Yeah.
And I used to see y'all over there, and I used to come sneak over there, and Don mentored me
Yeah.
after y'all left. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
We were still messing around with Pooh Man's album. And
Exactly.
shit.
Yeah, Pooh Man came around
I was
that
working
time.
with the Whispers and the keyboardist, Grady Wilkins.
Exactly.
And all those
Shit
cats.
like
we were all
that.
in Studio B.
Exactly.
Me, Jeff Gray, and everything. So yeah, rest
know
in
his
peace to
shit.
Jim. Jim passed not too long ago.
Oh, Jim passed?
Yeah, man. I just found out. Yeah, Jim Larkin.
Damn.
Yep.
What?
Jim Larkin sound like a profound name. Like,
He was that guy.
Like he sound like that. Yeah, Jim Larkin, you're gonna be somebody.
He was trying to do his-
And he was a black belt.
Yeah, he was.
Like I'm saying.
Oh, he'll tear your ass up.
Is that right? Put you in the mood.
Oh, you'll get. Oh yeah. He'll fool you.
Nigga, he
For-
got you.
Yeah.
For the film, for when y'all did that, Frisco niggas ain't no punk. For me, it let me know that okay, you can be cool with the other side. Y'all can do
Yeah,
something
yeah.
together. Not only, and your verse was hard as fuck. I just want to say that. That verse was
Yeah,
hard
we
as fuck.
had
That
got
verse was
cool
hard.
though. I mean, but we had did a big ass truce though. I had all them come up there. I had reached out to Pigskins and them, Racklin, everybody, all the Fillmore players came up there. I told them, man, look, y'all good. We gonna squash this shit. Y'all come up to Harbor. And I had my boy Nard Temple stamp of approval and shit. You know, he was like, "Bruh, man, bring him up here, man. We gonna squash this shit." I'm like, "Yeah, if anybody got problems, we gonna just let them niggas just shoot the fake and do that 1-on-1." They came up there, no problems, man. I think we hung out for maybe about an hour on Harbor. We had everybody from film up there. A lot of dudes came up there from Oakdale, West Point. We shook hands, chopped it up. I think about a week or so later, man, we was all at the Stone performing on Broadway. You know what I mean?
Salute to you, bro.
And it was on ever since. Been cool ever since. You know what I mean?
I can't. I'm gonna say this, man. The hood miss shit like that, black. That's what we missing.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
missing a G like yourself to come in and bring the youngs together because it's a lot of scattered love, and when motherfuckers
Real
be getting
talk.
bodied, they don't even know that's my peoples. When they find out that's my people, and this shit is going crazy, right? And it ain't. The G's out there. They ain't doing shit.
Nah, they ain't
They
doing it.
ain't doing shit. I'm gonna call the niggas to. I don't really
It's
want
too
to say
far
niggas'
gone. They
name.
scared of the young niggas now.
Yeah,
you
but
know what I mean?
you know what I mean. It's
just too
cats
far
that
gone.
it's cats that I kind of work in the community and shit, right? And I'm saying this shit, y'all. They letting this shit go on, man. Like they ain't saying nothing. This ain't my hood. I do for more than the hood I'm working in for the niggas that should be doing shit.
Right.
You feel me? I'm putting in work, and I got shot at. I'm mad at the motherfucker. I got shot at on some. I don't even know who shot at me. Like,
Right.
God, I'm mad at the motherfucker. Like, I can't even get at a nigga if I want. I don't know who shot at. I ain't
Right.
beefing with none of you
Exactly.
niggas. I ain't fucking nobody, bitch. I ain't backdooring nobody. I'm not mad at the
Exactly.
motherfucker.
That's what make it
I gotta come to
ugly.
work. This nigga gonna blew my head off, nigga.
Yeah.
This nigga, man, you don't know who do it. I'm like, damn, I kind of like want to give up on the hood. I'm like, man, fuck you niggas, man. You niggas
Yeah,
just shot at
do.
me,
It
nigga.
make
I'm
you
putting
wanna
in,
give up,
I'm
for
putting
sure.
in work, nigga. I'm putting in work, putting your kids to work. I was bitter for a minute.
Yeah.
I like,
It'll
nah,
do you
I ain't,
like
yeah,
that.
I'm- but I came back like, fuck it, you know what I mean? Fuck it, it is what it is. If it was my time to go, it's gonna be my time to go. Whether it's my people or whatever, if I die of a heart attack, I'm still doing what I need to be doing. And I've been fucking with the youngsters over there, but I ain't gonna say where it's at. But man, I'm mad at the motherfucker. But I say that to say this, man. What you said, man, if we can have that shit today, oh man, it would be a blessing out there,
But
man.
it's fucked
I
up
know it's
because
fucked.
really what it is that it's too clicky. It ain't like back when we was up there. I was able to do it because Harbor was all Harbor. We was all one. So now you got Harbor split up into 4 different cliques. So they might want to cause the truce, but the other two, 700 block and 300 block, don't want to do it on Harbor. You know what I mean? Because now they cliques now. So you can speak for yourself, but you can't speak for us now. So
This
this
is
shit
the-
done broke down. It's like little cliques now. It
This
ain't
is the
just
only
one
time.
hood no more. You know what I'm
This is the only
saying?
time I've ever felt like San Francisco should follow in Los Angeles footsteps when it comes to you got to talk to the big homie to do shit.
Yeah, but ain't no more big
Yeah,
homies.
ain't no more
It's-
big homie.
They all
Little
running
homie will
themselves.
knock you off your
Yeah,
block.
his little homies.
Block off.
Little
Yeah,
homies just listening
shit.
to the little homies,
Yeah,
and
man, excuse me.
he ain't got no direction. He ain't got no experience. So there's just a blind leading the blind. You get what I'm saying? So it's different nowadays, man. So
Yeah.
and nobody want to come in there and risk it. Like, man, I got the OGs who my age on up, who might be 50 on up, is they like, man, I got too much to lose. I got
Too
kids, grandkids. I ain't fucking with them young niggas. I might have to shoot one of these niggas. I go over there trying to talk to them, and they get smart, say something out of pocket. I'm gonna have to fuck around down this nigga. He gonna come in trying to down me or something. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, that's
you
what
know,
I'm saying.
so
It's like it's
everybody
going
minding
too
their
far.
business.
It's just, what's that? The Children of the Corn. I never seen that movie,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's something. I guess
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
this
the
was like the
kids
Children of the
and
Corn.
Malachi and
Yeah,
them,
shit
man.
is
They-
fucking crazy. Some crazy shit going on right now, man. Man, I tell you, this shit is crazy. But damn, what I wanted to ask you about? The hyphy era.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't
No.
participate.
At all.
RBL did not participate in a hyphy movement, nigga. That was
At
not
all.
their move. We gonna let you
didn't-
youngsters have that.
it ain't
I
one
ain't following
song
you niggas
out
on that.
there that's hyphy
So
that we got.
how you feel about that hyphy movement? Like,
Oh, it's cool. I mean, I embrace any movement that's going on. You know, that's for that generation. So I don't be mad at it. They had some dope shit. Like, I like the Keek shit. I liked a lot of like the team and them that was making music. Like, it was some shit that was dope, but just the goofy shit I wasn't really part of. I didn't, even though I love Mac Dre, that's my dog. I love him to death. Him and Kilo and them, the whole Thiz I fuck with. J Diggs, all of them. But it just, the popping pills and just how they was acting, the goofy, I just wasn't with all that. That shit was, to me, it was a little goofy, but they was having fun, so that was their thing. I didn't, it didn't bother me none. You know what I mean? But I liked it, as far as for them. Yeah, I liked it.
So who was Black C's favorite MC? Can't say yourself.
You talking about like all time?
All time.
I don't know. It was different. Like at first, it was Cube. Cube was a big influence. Like Ice Cube was my favorite. I would probably say him or Scarface. You know what I mean? It's really like it's really three: him, Scarface, and then later on Tupac. Kind of was an influence. Like but them three is all time really. No specific order. I can't really pick one.
If you had a feature that you could do with a deceased MC, besides Mr. C, I'm going to say, but who would you pick out of deceased MCs? Like who? Like what I would like to do?
Yeah, it'd probably be Tupac.
Probably Pac.
Yeah, it'd be Tupac for sure.
All right. I got some corporate questions I want to ask you. Now I'm gonna get a little corporate. Let me see if I can pull these up real quick. Bam. I got you. How have you grown and evolved as an artist over the years?
Just maturing, like I said earlier, just evolving flows and just getting away from just always just talking about, having the stick, shoot 'em up now. I'm on some getting money and, just talking about, I'm like, man, I'm living now. Motherfucker got houses and fucking with property. I'm living, taking vacations. Like, motherfucker got to start putting that in music. So, when you start seeing shit and going out and seeing the world, you got to start I just start putting that in music. So, you got to kind of educate other people that, because it started just being like a broken record, saying the same shit over and over, pulling up on the block, got the stick, and it's like a lot of that shit going on. It's all that drill. It's like constantly drilling. It's like, goddamn, do you ever take a vacation? Do you ever just go to the club, stand on the couch and pop a bottle and just fuck with some bitches or do? So that's where I'm at with it right now. Okay. So, I didn't evolve. I still can make, I still make grimy shit, but, I try to do it for my age group to where, motherfucking matured. You can't just be out there drilling shit when you fucking 50 years old with grandkids and all that shit. You gotta at least talk about something important, like owning some property and shit. Talk about that old school motherfucker roll around in. Going from shop to shop, flipping, your car and throwing LS3s in the motherfuckers and throwing them gold things on,
that shit that I like. That shit get my
motor
motor started. Yeah, okay.
So I'm on that page getting money. We
talking
about money machines, money counters and shit, Yeah.
If you had to pick one, right? If they could say, if I say you can only do one, rap or produce?
It's gonna be rap now because the love for producing. I ain't produced in a while. I do shit, but I don't do nothing for outside people. I might make a beat for myself and fuck with it, but I don't produce like I used to early on. So it's rapping now.
Lyrics on a song or beat? Which one you favor more?
Really the beat. Because if you got a dope ass beat, you could damn near say damn near anything on that motherfucker. The beat is first.
All right, I got a couple more before we get up out of here. What is your favorite song you ever written and why?
Bammer Weed. Yeah, that's because it changed my life, really. That's a no-brainer. Bammer Weed set it off. That's what shit, every 420 the streams go up on that. That motherfucker, I'm surviving off that right
Cha-ching.
now. That motherfucker.
I was about to,
That
oh yeah, it's
motherfucker
about
pay
that
the
time.
mortgage.
Come on, bud. There you go.
That
Get these
motherfucker
streams.
mortgage, that motherfucker been paying my mortgage and shit, man, and been buying
awesome.
shit for me since '92.
That's
shit.
awesome.
Yeah, I've
The
been
gift that
eating
keep
off
on
that.
giving.
Yeah, keep on giving. And
That's
I'm
fucking
quite sure it's
awesome.
gonna keep on giving when I'm gone from here. You know, my kids gonna be able to get them checks. So, I mean, it's taking care of my kids and Mr. C kids. So, you know, his kid rather. You know, so it's
That's a blessing.
Shit, it's a blessing. Man.
That's definitely a blessing.
I can't deny Bammer weed.
I need to talk to you after the show because we got some songs on iTunes I ain't never been paid for. So we need to talk after the show. We need to talk. I know I got one stream. Give me my $1.75, nigga. Shit.
Oh, you know he told you about that calculator, right?
Yeah. It's more like one stream is more like point zero
Well,
zero
give me my-
zero
give me my
zero
got coming.
1%. It's maybe a
Damn.
quarter of a penny that you get off that one stream.
Shit.
You ain't made a full penny yet.
Hey, see though, he got a whole spot in a studio in his booth, but I ain't get mine yet. Some ain't riding up yet. Hey,
Also had a job.
You gotta download that calculator.
yeah, I
man.
need.
That
Yeah, I gotta get the
gonna hurt-
calculator app.
It's gonna hurt
What's your
your
manager
feelings.
name?
You're gonna be like, shit.
I got a follow up where he was at.
Go ahead.
When he said, I didn't know Bama was going to be his favorite.
Mm-hmm.
But I get it. And as people who release music, I've always felt as a producer there are songs that I wish I could have got back.
Mm-hmm.
What's yours?
Ooh,
Somebody that I produced for somebody else.
Something that you produce is that one that you out there you know it could have just been better.
Been better. If I did it, you saying?
Yeah.
I don't know. Really, the shit I did for other people, I kind of tailor it for them. I don't, you know, I ain't really got nothing. Probably it would probably be some of Hitman music. I wish a couple of them was mine, like Macaho and probably the Funk. I liked it. I wish them motherfuckers was on our album. I liked it. That Macaho really. That was like my beat right there. But Hitman came in, killed that motherfucker. He took it from me with them lyrics he had. I was just like,
his lyrics
fuck.
was crazy. I've always
Yeah.
wanted to see Hitman and Quinn do a song together when I was young.
that
I
was
wanted
always
that.
used
I'm
to
like,
be
well, I'm waiting. That's like the
top two of Frisco
That's
to
the
me.
Teen Titans right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
I wanted that, and it just
Yeah.
man, rest in peace, big little homie.
Yeah,
Rest in
man.
peace,
That would have
man.
been so dope, man. We
Fuck.
always talked about that too.
Man, they had the
and
mantle.
Quinn.
They were supposed to take
Quinn
the
in his
baton.
prime, Hitman in his prime.
No denying it.
No, deny they fucking anything up in the Bay Area. That would have been a nice duo, man. Yeah, that might. Yeah,
I would have been
cash
fucking
flow.
crazy. Would you want to do that track? Would you have been like, you got to do that track?
Which one?
If the Quinn and
Hell
him, you'd be
yeah.
like, man, I got to do this
Hell
track.
yeah, I
I know
would-
that's
for
right.
surely,
I know
for
that's
surely.
right, nigga. Fuck that shit. Ain't nobody touching this.
Man.
Go ahead.
I'm listening, I'm hearing all these songs when we was kids. I mean, y'all got James Brown, y'all got
Mm-hmm.
You Be My
Yeah, Patrice
Yeah.
Russian.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was in my mama crates.
yeah.
Yeah.
This is early on.
Mm-hmm.
So how did the business go? You know, as far as like getting clearances for samples and whatnot for those records.
Yeah, it was hard. We still a lot of them we still didn't get cleared. That's why he still held back the money. He was like, I'm gonna put it in the trust fund, do this and all this just bullshit. But we only cleared some. Prince wasn't fucking with us on that soft and wet beat. On that I Ain't No
Damn.
Joke. He was kinda iffy on it. That still ain't clear. We just was like, fuck it, we gonna let him sue us. So we just threw that and kept that out. Patrice Russian got cleared to remind me. The G's by the 1, 2, 3s, Average White Band, all them. George Clinton got cleared. I think the only ones that didn't get cleared was I think the Isley Brothers we had used on the outro, the intro with Aretha Franklin that we used for Herm, and the Prince. Everything else we pretty much got cleared. Step Into the AM that we used third bass on Sort of Like a Psycho, Salt and Pepper shit. We had Ohio Play, all that. Everything pretty much got cleared except maybe three. So I mean, it was hard. I mean, they was taking chunks out our ass because you know, them motherfuckers was wanting 5,000-6,000 up front, and then they wanted half of the publishing and all that shit. So Yeah, it's bad when you do it later on. You know, sometimes they say do it and then wait. If you big enough and they coming for you, you got the money to pay for it. But
That's my motto.
that
But,
shit, but that shit, sometimes you be mad. You know what I mean? Nowadays, I would do that. Nowadays, we just use samples, and it's like they come. You know, when they come knocking, that mean that you making noise. But back then, that shit was kind of, they was cease and desisting and shit. Like, you damn near couldn't have your shit in Tower or Camelot. You know, the warehouse, like they was shutting your ass down, so you had to do it before you ship that shit back out. But
Joe have it at the creative Joe, like we taking anything.
oh yeah, a lot of the mom and pops is fucking with you, but the people that was doing sound scan a lot of times they didn't want them cease and desist, so they send them to a lot of the one stops, and the one stops like, yeah, we can't ship the album out or we gonna get sued or whatever. But but yeah, no, it was ugly trying to clear all that shit, and it's a couple that, like I said, still didn't get cleared. And that motherfucker held back our payment for that shit. Yeah.
Damn, you made me forget my question. It's all good. Did I ask this question already? Your favorite verse that you wrote? What's your favorite verse?
I ain't really got no favorite verse. It'll probably be one of my current ones, but really, if I had to go back, I would just probably have to say my favorite verse that I like performing would probably be A Lesson to Be Learned. I get it. That's fans love that shit.
Is it that I'm getting my matches and grabbing my gasoline and blowing that police station
hop
to
on a
smithereens?
motherfucking
That's
jock
my
to
fucking favorite verse.
Yeah.
Oh my mama.
Yeah.
Oh my mama. That's my favorite verse. Okay, we tell you a tourist.
Yeah. That's that
That's
one.
my fucking favorite verse.
Yeah.
And then at the end when y'all kill
up.
it, bitch, I thought you knew. Bitch, I
yeah.
That's how?
Yeah.
That's my shit. That's my favorite verse. Hey, listen, for real, I was bought off on that, and then when y'all came with that next one, with that fucking, I put the mortuary number on his page.
Yeah.
Oh my, that fucking beat.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah.
who did it? Was it Sale did that?
No, I did that.
Huh?
That was my beat.
That was your beat.
Yeah.
I thought I asked you, did I? Well, I must have fucked up the wrong song. Okay, that's
Yeah, I
that
did
I
that.
thought Sale did.
Nah,
that
Sale
motherfucker
did Bounce
go.
to This.
That motherfucker go.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Not hard to me. That's not harder to beat. It's not harder than mortuary number on his page. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Let's get that clear.
Everybody liked
Straighten
the
that
Bounce
up.
to This. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't really care for Bounce to This when it
That
came out.
beat
When he
is
won,
nowhere
but it did,
near that.
It did actually better than I thought it would. Jason was like, let's make that a single, and I was just like, man, I did not want to fuck with that song. I wanted to do Bluebird, but they just wasn't on it. Bluebird ended up being the biggest song off that album.
What did it?
Yeah, that's the biggest song off
Put
that
the Bluebird
album.
on my shoulder. Yeah.
Yeah, man, Mr. C didn't even want to be on that song. He thought it was, he was like,
That
it's
didn't do
kinda
it like
corny.
mortuary never on my page.
Mortuary, that was thugging
That
it.
beat like
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, that
I don't know,
motherfucker-
man.
Yeah, I was mobbing it on that one.
How did you end up? Since Mo gave me, how did you end up fucking with Mo the Hustler? How did y'all end up
Through,
connecting?
one of my young homie, Mars. He had a studio on Harbor. He was trying to mimic my studio. I had the right with the Studio B, and he used to come down and sit in my studio all the time. So he started buying the same shit I had, and he started working. He stayed in the brown houses down from the project. So
I stayed there.
He brought in the brown houses.
Got robbed. Well, okay, anyway, but that's another story. I shouldn't be doing what I was doing. Well, I said, what did you doing? But that's another story, man.
Yeah, that motherfucker in the hood now, but it was kind of like
they took
a
the
little
fucking
bit
barrier
of
off.
Yeah, I know. That's good though.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. But the barrier's there.
It
when I
didn't
was
really
living
need
there.
to be there no more. That motherfucker was there when the Sunnydale, all the drive-bys was going on. They put that motherfucker there to stop the drug traffic, but that shit been long gone. Motherfuckers done moved all up on Kiska somewhere now, doing whatever. But yeah, he ended up having like he brought me Hitman. He brought me my whole label. Really, that's what I said. I give Mars his credit for. He really created the right way. He brought everybody I had from Alias and them, AGT Hog and them. I didn't even know my cousin was over there. Ken folks, he was over there the whole time. With all them, they making like compilations and they had all type of songs. But Mars came to me one day, was just like, bro, I want you to check out this rapper. He hella dope. And I was just like, oh, is that right? I'm like, well, what's his name? What's his rap name? He like, Hitman. He said, that's another one called NOH Mafia. He said, I want to bring him and let you check him out. And he brought the tape the next day. And I didn't even really care about NOH after I heard Hitman. I heard Hitman was just like, what the fuck? He all drown you in Ricky's Lake and how he was just using
his metaphors and his cadence.
Like, yeah,
his
I'm
shit
down
was
you like a chocolate yoo-hoo and all that. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, he using cereal and TV shows. And I was like, bro, he said, I'm telling you, he said, man, I just don't really know what to do with him. I said, man, bring him over. He's like, man, but you know, he from Sunnydale. These dudes keep chasing him off and all that shit. And I was like, nah, tell him he good. Just bring him up there to the basketball court, bro, to come see me, and I'm gonna make sure motherfuckers don't fuck with
You
him.
originally was born in Sunnydale, am I right?
Nah,
babysitting or something?
Nah, I went over there for when they rebuilt Harbor. I moved over there for 2 years.
Okay,
From like 79 to like 81. We was in Sunnydale.
Okay.
But yeah, that was hell.
You didn't like it over there?
Hell no.
I think
hated that shit.
I shouldn't say this, but I'm
That's
gonna
how
say
I learned
this.
how to fight and shit. I came to Harbor, back to Harbor, like motherfuckers tell me
I got
nothing.
hands on you niggas. Watch out.
Yeah.
This where they had the swampy
Everybody
desert.
else moved to like Arby Street, like Boob and all them.
What?
Them
I
moved
was
to
just
North
gonna
Beach.
ask you that, cause
Like they all went to North Beach and shit. Like they came back kind of soft. Like, me and Dewan, us, we went to Sunnydale, came back hard as fuck. The nigga couldn't tell me shit. Over there fighting motherfuckers and shit. Man. That's why motherfucker was like the most wanted when the Sunnydale and Hunters Point turf war happened because they knew me from living over there. Me and Dewan, all of us. So yeah, that's why we was on the most wanted wall and all that
your
shit.
name was on the list?
Hell yeah. On that BDP wall, hell yeah.
I was a youngster, right? Sunnydale was so vicious.
Sunnydale
I used to
was
go over
vicious,
there though,
man.
cause
Them
my
niggas-
auntie stayed over right on the hill. My cousin ended up having a baby by one of the Samoans over there, Big Oos and them back in the days. This little damn, what is my nigga name, man? Is it Junior? I forget, man. But we was the same age and we went to James Dimon together. They used to let me come over there and then fuck with me and shit like that. So it was
I
cool.
hated that shit. I hated going to E.R. Taylor. I hated going to man, I hated all that shit. I couldn't wait to get back to Hunters Point. That was the worst 2 years of my motherfucking life, man, over there. Even though I met some cool people, you know, Troy P. There's a lot of dudes I got a good relationship with that I met when I was over there, you know, that I'm still cool with to this day. But there was a lot of motherfuckers over there, boy, who wasn't shit.
So you wasn't even getting the passes. Your name was on the wall. But nah, this nigga was living over here a couple years ago. He could give him a pass. Nigga, I know we caught him
with
slipping
none of
over here
that.
at the
Niggas
Cow
wanna
Palace
get you.
with his girl. Nah, nigga, gonna give him a pass.
Castle Lane, bowling alley, all that shit. Pulling up in on the nigga. Slipping that Castle Lane, yeah.
I remember Castle Lane, that fucking that driving and shit over there, and Geneva driving in Castle Lane.
Yeah.
Nah, I knew better. I didn't go catch the 15 and shit for a lot of times.
Yeah,
I ain't
exactly.
going that far over there. The fuck that. I stopped at Mission in Geneva. You be careful you stop at Mission in Geneva. They had the Samoans right there. They fucking football you right there. Fapo, they should call me. Gonna Fapo them to take your shoes and your starter. Be careful, nigga. Come over here by yourself.
Yeah, 20.
All right, I'm getting a signal before we about time to wrap it up. Oh, Boss, can you pass me that bag, please? I wanted to ask one more question. What do 2023 Black Sea say to 1984 Black Sea?
Shit, probably just I would probably just, you know, shit, watch out for the snakes. Everybody ain't your friend. Everybody you hang around, you know what I mean, ain't there for you. You know what I mean? So I would probably prepare myself for that fallout, you know what I mean? Because a lot of motherfuckers who I assume was family and real close friends was really snakes, you know what I mean? So I would probably tell myself that, and probably also just to, you know, cross them T's and dot them I's when you deal with them with that paperwork, because I wouldn't have been in that fucked up in a minute deal. You know what I mean? Because that we could have really made that lucrative if I was on my paperwork. We could have set ourselves up, you know, to being like to really get a nice piece of change. You know what I mean? And really benefited off that first album. So, but you know, everything came back around. But yeah, but the most important, I'll be like, you know, just. You know, everybody ain't your friend, you know what I mean, who in your circle and who's smiling and at the table they ain't cheering for you. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers is in your face acting like they cheering, but really they plotting behind your back, you know, for your demise the whole time. You feel me?
And while you say that, I know we got to wrap up, but I've been in kind of it's a fucked up situation when you got to damn near kill something you love. I just want to say that, man. And like I done been in that situation. And you like, damn, I gotta. And I know your story, and I don't. But like, damn, like something I loved and turned to something I gotta hate. Like, man, just leave me alone. Go your fucking way.
Right.
Don't come in my area no more. Just leave me alone, man.
Yeah, real
and
talk.
that shit is real, man. I wish we can come together and stop being the ones that hurt each other, man, and build each up. Like this brother
Yeah.
gave me opportunity today,
Yeah.
and I want to say thank you. But I did a little research, and I noticed that all in your pictures, you wear all black all the time. You don't wear nothing else but black. So I got you a black cream sweater,
For sure.
which is
Yeah.
my brand. I hope you rock it sometimes,
Yeah,
man. It
thanks,
got a
man.
little right, yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm gonna definitely rock.
Yeah, I brought my man Willie one too. I ain't never. This is my guy right here. Them on the basketball team. And I said, man, who's this left hand nigga going to work for us, man? I was like, this nigga, man, this is going to work for us, man.
Oh yeah, you might see this in the next video, man. This is clean.
That's my guy. That's another episode. We want to say thank you to Black C, The Right Way Productions. That's Boss Game Beat All Game, brought to you by Cream, Curb 31, and
Equal Ground Media Solutions and
nigga, you ain't got no mic. He can't hear. I said Curb 31. If you niggas need to buy a house, or if you want to, you gotta know y'all got money. If you got property, that man's over there as a broker. This is his motherfucking establishment, man. You know what I mean? Will, you want to get a house? Nigga won't sell me a porch. But nigga, you know what I'm saying? If you niggas want to get a house or something, man, I can't get a backyard, a front yard, a side yard. Fuck with this nigga. But he's the man to speak of, man. I want to say thank you again for coming through. I really appreciate it.
bro.
And shout out to RBL, man.
Much love. Yes, sir. You already know it. Yes, sir.
let me get a couple of photos with y'all before you bounce, Black.
Oh, cool.
Huh? Let me get a couple of photos with you too.
You left us at the spot, man.
I know.
The whole time, man. This was in here.